Hey guys, Alex here from alexfergus.com, and yes, this is December's red light therapy news and update video. So last one for the year. It's been a pretty crazy year. Speaking of end of the year, at the end of this video I'm going to do a wrap and share the top 8 or 9 most watched videos, red light therapy videos. So you're going to want to see what came out number 1 there, and yeah, maybe there's a couple of videos that have been very popular that you may have missed this year. So we'll do that at the end of this clip. But if you haven't seen these news videos before, pretty much I cover new products, new announcements, new companies, anything new in the red light therapy space. We look at some new articles, we cover a new scientific paper, I do a Q&A, and then wrap with what's happening in my side of the world. So we're going to get straight into the new products. Let's do it. Okay, so for an end of year video, there is actually quite a lot to cover here. There's a lot of new products, new announcements, companies working on new upgrades, new panels and all that cool stuff. So surprisingly, I thought it'd be rather quiet, but no, there's a lot happening, and it means that 2023 is going to be a big year for reviews and for the consumer, for you, if you're looking at buying a panel, because there's going to be a lot of choice out there and a lot of new stuff out there, which is always neat. So first up, we've got PlatinumLED have updated or refreshed all their BioMax panels. I don't know if it's a 3rd gen product, but you know what, I'll probably end up referring to it as their 3rd generation panel. Pretty much it's not a complete overhaul. Internally, power-wise, it's still the same, still looks the same on the outside. However, they have made a few minor changes and one big change. And the big change is the addition of blue LEDs, blue light at 480 nanometers. A little bit controversial. Yeah, I mean, quite an interesting move. I'm not going to go into too much details here because remember, this is more of a news video where I link off to the interesting things, so you can go and check it out yourself. But I have done a full video covering the new announcement and a bit of my thoughts and whatnot, so I'll put a link to that below, and you can head over to PlatinumLED to check out their panels. They've got the blue LEDs, they've introduced some new remotes, they've also released an app which works as a remote function, a few little minor changes in the panel itself. Pricing stays the same, which is good. Yeah, so anyway, head over to PlatinumLED if you want to learn more about that, or of course check out my video. By the way, I should mention, if you want to buy any of the PlatinumLED panels or any panel that I mentioned in this video, be sure to use discount code Alex. It will save you a little bit of cash. Next up, we have MitoRed, the other big player in this space. So they've got a few changes happening. First up, they are overhauling their original series. This is their more basic, low-cost version of their MitoRed panel range. So they're giving it a facelift, means they're clearing out their 1.0 series. If you're watching this early December, they may still have some in stock, and they were doing a big special on that. If you are watching this late December into 2023, they may have already released their new original 2.0 series. I actually don't know too much about the new series. I guess when they come out, I'm just looking here, yeah, I don't see too much about it. When they do come out, it'll be over at their website, and I'm sure I'll get a bit more information to share with you, so be sure to subscribe. But in the bigger news, they've come out with their new MitoAdapt series. This is similar to their Mito Pro, but it's been improved upon. So they've also released an app. They're now using dual chip LEDs. There's more. You can customize the wavelength configuration, which is quite unique. Yeah, a new screen on there as well, which is nice because the MitoRed panels have always lacked, I feel, with the screen. It's worked, but it's always been like, hey, this is a premium product, but it's got a subpar screen, so it's good to see they've updated that. They've also refreshed their whole website. So I'm actually going to, well, next year I'll be doing a review of one of their MitoAdapt panels. In the meantime, I'll probably do a separate video, I may film it after this actually, where I go through their announcement and share my thoughts and yeah, provide some insight, because it might be a few months before I actually do a full review. So check out, all the links will be below. Be sure to subscribe to see those reviews, and also my upcoming first impressions video, so to speak. Now, Rouge Red Light have also updated their products, and they've come out with their G3 or Gen 3 panels. They've got a really big one. It's 1200 LEDs, their Rouge Ultimate G3, which is insane. Their new panels, the 3rd gen panels, have more power. They have pulsing options, a remote, and like I mentioned before, larger options. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy. All these new panels, and I'm wrapping up for the year and hoping to take a few weeks off. So it means next year is going to be very, very busy. Now, speaking of large panels, Hooga Health have just launched their HD Pro Ultra. Now, this will ship from the 1st of Jan 2023, and it has a whopping 1080 LEDs. I haven't never played around with any of these large panels. I suppose just the cost and shipping and whatnot to get them here is a little bit tricky, but maybe one day I will get one. I can see the benefit, you know, instead of having the multi-panel array, especially because you don't get the weak spots in the middle. But I'm sure shipping is rather tricky with these big panels. Finally, in this section, I have some good news for those of you who live in New Zealand or Australia. There is a new company in the scene. They should be launching any time now. If not already, I'm sure they'll be live January next year. And that's Rojo Light Therapy. Now, it's actually a subsidiary of Sunstream Saunas. I have just received their tabletop panel. I've been playing around with that. It looks very good. They are going to be based in Australia. They'll be shipping from Australia. They'll be selling their products in Australian dollars, all inclusive of shipping and taxes. So for those of you who, you know, live over here and have been looking for panels and don't want to pay the high shipping costs or don't want to pay the border duties and all that, yeah, good news. Rojo Light Therapy, they should be out next year, and of course I'll cover more when I have more information. Okay, now for the new articles. So first up, Red Light Rising, the UK-based company. They now offer special programs along with their products for specific goals. So if your goal is deeper sleep or improved eye health, they offer programs to help you get those results. Yeah, interesting. I mean, again, it's red light therapy is hard to try and crack in terms of knowing how to dose it and whatnot. But those guys are pretty switched on, so I'm sure they've got some good packages there. MitoRed, good old MitoRed, they have a new article on true medical grade red light therapy. So the main topic of this blog post is the amount of research on contact red light therapy. So this is where the light is pressed against the skin rather than being, you know, your standard 6 inches away from it. It's interesting because, yeah, like these could be things such as your belts and torches that I have looked at briefly over this past few months. So yeah, check that article out. I'll put links below. They've also put up quite a nice learning center. Now this is where they've made it easier for you to find the best information on each topic, because they do have a ton of awesome content over there. Bon Charge have put out a guide on why they believe red light therapy is beneficial for eyes. I know I get asked a lot about it, and I haven't really personally taken a deep dive into it. So yeah, you may want to check out this article if you have been worrying about eye health and red light therapy. Okay, so now we look at this month's science paper. So the study is titled "The Functions and Mechanisms of Low-Level Laser Therapy in Tendon Repair, a Review." Now remember, low-level laser therapy is another name for photobiomodulation or red light therapy. So this is a review paper. They looked at 52 studies to determine whether red light therapy is beneficial for tendon repair. Now they do a really good job, and I'll put links below so you can go check this out yourself. They do a really good job of explaining, firstly, why tendon problems are so common and widespread, especially in older people, and why they're so problematic because they take so long to heal and come right. And then they look at how the tendon repair process, and they split it into 3 parts: the inflammatory part, the proliferation part, which is the actual repair that lasts a few weeks, and then the remodeling phase, which lasts many, many months. So they look at all this, and then they look at how low-level laser therapy or red light can actually help these phases. So they stay here, red light has a significant effect on tendon repair by firstly activating cytochrome C oxidase, and thus carrying out the photon absorption process. Secondly, acting in all 3 phases of tendon repair, and then finally improving tendon recovery. The mechanisms of repair are different in each phase. In the first inflammatory phase, the red light mainly activates a number of VEGF, whatever that is, and promotes, look, to be honest, this gets rather technical, but it goes into, and I don't understand it, so I'm not even going to go through it, but pretty much it's saying that red light therapy helps in each stage of the tendon injury. It can actually increase the amount of collagen type 3 by promoting the proliferation of fibroblasts. I'm going to cut to the summary here because it's a little bit over my head. So pretty much what this means is red light therapy stimulates energy production in the mitochondria. The mitochondria are the energy producing factories of your cells. So greater energy production means that the cells are working better and more effectively. And then red light therapy has been shown to impact all the different phases of repair, which is great, and they all overlap. During the inflammatory phase, red light therapy promotes the creation of new blood vessels. During the proliferation phase, red light therapy promotes the creation of some collagen types, which makes your tendon stronger and more supple. During the last phase, that of the remodeling phase, excess inflammation is inhibited, making movement and performance better. They didn't mention there could be a downside, and the downside is that the growth may be in fact too strong, and that collagen levels could become too high, and that you end up with a little bit of stiffness and rigidity. Now, the study, like I said earlier, mentioned 52 separate studies, and that was used to come up with these conclusions. They don't go into specifics around dosings or wavelengths, but they did mention a range of 600 to 1000 nanometers, which is your red light and your 600 range, and then your near infrared and your 800s to your 1000s. So pretty much, if you're using red light therapy under normal circumstances, you know, like I do and like I've shared in my videos on how I use red light therapy, results should be good for any tendon issue and lots of other issues. And lots of other things, which is why we continue to use red light therapy. Almost all of the studies showed positive results, no negative ones. For the best results, combine red light therapy with exercise therapy. Okay, in this month's Q&A section, I had a really good question actually, and it was, I like these questions because I've been in this space for a long time, and you just kind of forget like some of the more basic stuff, right? And someone asked me, hey, can I mix and match panels? Like, can I use a Juve and a Platinum panel? Or do I have to all be one? Or all be the same? I started out with a Juve, and then I got, I think, a MitoRed panel, and then I got a red light rising handheld device, and that's what I used for years. And then I think I got a Platinum, so I used that, and my like array, I remember in a corner in my office, I had a little space. It was about, I don't know, just big enough for me to walk in. And so I had a corner, like the wall, 2 walls, and then a little, my desk was on the other side. So there's this little nook. And I had, I think, a Juve Max, their big panel, first gen panel. I had a MitoRed panel on the other wall, and then I had a BioMax on the third side. So I had 3 panels, and then I had the red light rising handheld one, and I'd use that for my jaw and stuff, and I'd just turn around and squat down in that. I did that for years, and that's what or maybe a year, and that's what led me to realize, hey, this stuff really works. So there's no harm, at least that I'm aware of, there's no issues with using different wavelengths and different panels and different intensities. Sure, if you're trying to dial in a very specific approach, like dosing treatment, maybe, but I mean, hey, look, even I don't know why you do that anyway, because it's too complex. There is a bit of an issue if you decide you want to build like a big full panel array, like I've done with my gym setup, and I've got those 4 BioMax quads, right? The 4 BioMax 900s. If you're getting panels from different companies, they're not going to talk to each other, and they're going to be different sizes. They're going to have different like connections. So you're not going to be able to build that nice big wall array if that's what you're after. Plus it's going to look completely different, right? Like maybe one's, you know, an off-white, another one's like pure white, and another one's black, and it's like, well, it doesn't really look that good. So keep that in mind. But if you were to buy like a really cheap MitoRed, because they have a sale, and then you win a Juve, and then you finally like buy the dream BioMax 900 or something, and you've got the setup and you think, oh, I can't use them. No, that's completely wrong. You can use them. There's no issues. Again, the only issue is if you're forward thinking and you plan on buying, you know, every year you buy another one and clip them all together for this massive array. If you're going to do that, then yeah, I'd try stick to the same company. Even like if you take Platinum, for instance, PlatinumLED, their first gen BioMax still works with their third gen BioMax, and they look pretty similar, same size and stuff. So even though, you know, the years have gone by, you can still use your old one, which is good, because if you're getting new ones and, you know, like you want them to all work. So that's really the only thing to think about. All right, finally, we've got new videos. Now, I've been doing a lot of videos of late because I plan on taking about 4 weeks off over Christmas. It's summertime here in New Zealand. I've got 2 kids' birthdays over this period, plus Christmas, of course. So yeah, I'm trying to take some time off. I've got a lot to do around the farm, so I'll still be busy. So yeah, I've been smashing out the content, getting it all ready for my editor, so we can keep bringing new content over the break. So I've been super busy. So there's lots coming out. I've got all my reviews of my tabletop panels are now done. So you should expect to see them. That's the Juve Mini, the BioMax 300. I reviewed the Rojo therapy tabletop panel I mentioned before. So that will start coming out. I'm also going to be filming my big like tabletop comparison videos. That should be out maybe February, all going well. So be sure to check that out. I've got a heap of content on the new BioMax panels. Like I said, the new announcement video is already out. I've reviewed their stands, their motorized stand, some tabletop stands, their remotes, heaps of content there. I've got some comparison videos, Infrared Flex versus their old one. MitoRed belt review, that's gone up. I've got another mask, the Omnilux men's mask. It's just been announced over at their website. And I also got around to getting the Alibaba panel or AliExpress panel, so I've played around with that and done a review on that. So lots coming out, lots and lots and lots. So be sure to hit subscribe. I was going to skip doing a January red light therapy news video, but now look, if I get enough likes or comments, you know what, I'll come in on a day of my holiday and do a red light therapy January news video if that's what you guys want. But you'll keep seeing heaps of content coming out, so hang around for that. Now finally, before we go, of course, I just want to thank everyone for the support, the questions, comments, and everything over the year, and of course everyone who has been using discount codes that help me out, so I really do appreciate that. Lots happening next year, lots of new products they'll be testing, and I may do another big body panel series end of next year because there seems to be a lot of new panels on the market, so that will be exciting. One other thing I mentioned, I always try and answer every single YouTube comment I get. I typically do that on a Monday, which is probably Sunday night for most people watching this. I sit down and do my best to answer every single comment. So if you leave a comment and I don't get back to you straight away, just know I eventually will. If it's closer to the Sunday, Monday, then chances are, yeah, you'll get a prompt response. Otherwise, you may be waiting a few days. I do my best to answer them all, okay? So yeah, leave a comment and I'll get back to you eventually. Though over the break, I may not be doing this for a few weeks, but I will get back to you, I promise. And before we go, I want to list the top, I think it's top 9 or 8 videos. What have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 videos. Top 9 red light therapy videos for the year. Of course, this is a bit tricky because some videos have just been released, so of course they're not going to get massive numbers, but still, it gives you a bit of an insight into what has been popular and what you may have missed. So let's run through this from 9th through to 1st. So 9th place, I tried red light therapy for 5 years. It's doing really well, and obviously you can see why, because people want to know, hey, look, does this work? In 8th place, we have the Mito Pro 300. That's a tabletop panel from MitoRed, so check that out. Of course, they'll be coming out with a new one now with their Mito Adapt, so they'll be exciting to test that next year. In 8th place, how to use red light therapy. It's a bit silly that it's taken me so long to record such a video, but hey, it's up there now. I think I said 8th place twice, so we're up to 6th place now. In 6th place, we have the red light therapy buyer's guide. In 5th place, we have the Hooga Pro 300. That video is doing really, really well, and I think because the panel is priced exceptionally great, so it's probably why it's so popular. In 4th place, we have the BioMax 900 review. That's my big review on the BioMax 900. Of course, there's a new version now, so I will be doing an updated BioMax 900 review next year. Hang around for that. In 3rd place, we have the best red light therapy handheld device. That's where I compare all the handheld battery-powered red light therapy devices and compare them. In 2nd place, It was the BioMax 900 versus the Mito Pro 1500. Now that question I used to get all the time, so that's why I did a video on that. I don't see it as much these days, but it still is out there. So maybe because people are finding the video before they're having to ask. And then the most popular video for this year was the best red light therapy panel for 2022. That was the summary video. Of course, I did a big series. There were a bunch of videos, different rounds, and then the end summary. So this is just the summary one. If you want to spend an hour or two and really go deep, check out the full series. It is pretty cool. So if you've missed any of those videos, I'll put links to them all below. You can check them out. Again, thank you. Like, subscribe, say hi. Any comments, feedback, share them below, and I will see you in the new year. Bye.